Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm the Membership and Business Officer for Bowl Scotland, so I do a lot of the behind the scenes work with our Just Go system. This series of videos is aimed to help our club admins navigate the system.
So today we're going to look at how to add an email into the club profile. It's really important that we have an email address in the club profile because this is where the site will send any emails relating to the club profile. So for instance, if a member creates a profile, if you forget your password, the reset email will go to that email address. If you pay for anything, so affiliation, competitions, courses, that's where the receipt or invoice will be sent to. So to get to our Just Go site, if you haven't been there before, the easiest way to do it is to go to the Bowl Scotland website. If that is also a site that you're unfamiliar with, if you search Bowl Scotland in your browser, it'll be one of the first results and you can get to it from there. So once we're on the Bowl Scotland website, if we click this green membership button, it will take us through to the Just Go login page. So there's a lot of information on this page that's quite useful. Down at the bottom we have a sign up option. This is less relevant for the clubs because clubs already have a profile set up for them. It's more for if you as a member are looking to make a profile, that's how you would go through that, and we'll have a separate video on how to do that. So you should already have the login information from last year's affiliation process, but if you don't, or if the person who held that login information is no longer at the club or in this role, you can contact the office on info@bowlscotland.com and we can look into it for you. Additionally, you might have the username if you've forgotten the password. You can click the forgot password option, but as we already mentioned, you need to have an email address in the club profile, so that might not be a good first option, but in future we can do that. So our username for the club will always be the club's name in full. New words will have a capital letter at the beginning of them, and then it will be space B space C. If your club name has any punctuation, so full stops, apostrophes, that will also be in the username. And then the password is this box below. So once we log in, this will be the site that we always return to. So because we're logged in as the bowling club, we should have our club name in the top right hand corner and over on the left hand side here. It is really important that the club information stays as the club information, and just because you are the administrator for the club site, you do not make the information your own. The name needs to remain as the club's name and all the contact information needs to be that of the club. So as you can see here, we've got a few different options along the top here. We've got vouching the contact, qualities, opt-ins, things like that. These are more relevant on individual member profiles rather than as the club, so we don't need to do anything with them at the minute. The only thing that we're interested in is this basic details section. So as you can see here, we've got the club name, we've got the email address, and we can disregard these two options here. It's the sex and the date of birth, which again aren't really that important when it's a club profile, but I suppose if you wanted to, you could add the year that the club was established. And here is another important one, it is the address, and down here is the district. So out of these details, the only ones that we would like you to change would be the email address. You can change the actual address, but we do use that for the club finder, so it's really important that the location is where the bowling club is, because that's kind of where we're going to be directing people to. So to update those details, we're just going to click on that yellow update details button. The only one that we are looking to change is the email address, so you might need to be replacing it from a previous secretary, a previous main contact, or if you've never had an email address, it will just say X. So we can just backspace that to take it away and then type in the new address and go ahead and click save. When we are updating the email address, it's really important that it is an up-to-date email. Ideally, it would be one that is specific to the bowling club, so bowlingclub@gmail.com for instance, but at a push, if it needs to be the secretary or the main contact, it's really important to make sure that that is updated if they move on from that role, just so the site can continue to send those emails around receipts, around membership, members joining, and also if you need to reset the password. But it is really as simple as that. You can change it as needed, and I hope that helps you navigate the profile a little bit easier. So in future videos, we're going to look at a little bit more about the club profile, where the membership information is stored, how you can change that, how you can create profiles for members, and then we'll finish up with doing a video walking you through how you do your affiliation and your competition entries. But Hope you found that useful. Hopefully you can all go on and get that updated ahead of affiliation.